Hi everyone. I hope you've had a really great weekend. I what did I do this weekend? I tried to get caught up with laundry, and I sat outside a lot today. I enjoyed the weather. I am in California, and today it was just particularly beautiful. And so my son and I spent a lot of time outside today, and I did a lot of my coursework outside today. So that was nice. The other thing I did today was I went to the dance studio that I teach at, and I learned choreography for our end of season gala that is coming up in a few months. So that was fun to do blocking for that. So that is an appropriate segue into what I wanted to cover today regarding scheduling and rehearsals. I really loved all of the emphasis and deep focus on blocking. And this is something that's really interesting to me. It was very nice to kind of see the different types or different approaches to blocking. One being the private, you as the director block, you just kind of figure all that stuff out in advance, or the spontaneous blocking where you obviously prepare beforehand and have some thoughts on blocking, but also include and incorporate the students in the blocking decisions. And I had experience doing both. Last year for my spring musical, I really ironed it out beforehand, and it was a one set play. And so it was kind of an easy way to approach blocking. So I sat down, went through the script, made my notes based on knowing how the set was going to be, and making blocking decisions appropriate to that, or appropriate blocking decisions. But then for the Christmas musical that I directed last year, it was 10 scenes, and I know I've talked kind of a great deal about that experience, but I knew that I couldn't be rigid in the blocking decisions for that musical specifically, because we incorporated 4th through 8th graders, classrooms, like the whole classrooms of 4th through 8th, in between scenes or even in scenes. And so the managing that and trying to really understand how many students are going to be involved in that, where are they going to stand. We were going to use risers for some scenes. We were going to have some platforms for others. And then there were other parts of the set that hadn't been completed or made until the day before. No, actually the day of showtime. And so I didn't have any understanding of what size some of the key pieces of a specific scene were going to be. And so I knew I had to be willing to evolve and adapt based off of how the sets were going to be. So the spontaneous blocking was way more important and valid for that musical versus the one set play of last spring. So I particularly enjoyed the spontaneous blocking because I involved the students. The students were involved in those decisions. I sat and listened and heard them out, of some of their thoughts on blocking, and guided them, of course, but this is their production, and so part of that learning for students is to be hands-on. So that was a great opportunity for the students to be a part of the blocking decision making, and I loved giving them that freedom to do so. And then when something didn't make sense, I was obviously very clear, and I would express why that blocking decision doesn't work And then, we were able to iron those things out and really enjoyed that process. And then lastly, choreography. If you're working with musicals, I liked going over the differences of having music rehearsals with a music director who gives those phrases, the key phrases, and helps with vocals and everything, versus having a choreography rehearsal that is really designated to the choreography. And so lessons learned, due to scheduling conflicts and budget, we didn't really have much opportunity for specific music rehearsals. And I know that the students really struggled with that because I can't give I'm not an expert in music. And so during my spring play, I leaned heavily on the music director to give guidance in terms of vocals. And I didn't have that luxury for the Christmas play, and so we did the best we could, and the kids did fantastic. So it all ended well. I did have the opportunity to have one choreography rehearsal, and I choreographed a flamenco number or dance for a specific scene, and I really liked the emphasis on make your choreography to meet the abilities of the students. So you might be working with the students that have never had a dance background. So meet them where they're at. And how I did it was we had like a warm-up session, and then I started to do like basic flamenco steps to gauge their abilities. And then I tailored that choreography. I had a basic choreography and song planned out, but I knew that I would need to adapt and tailor it to their abilities. That way you can highlight their talents and what they're really good at, and then that'll minimize you putting a spotlight on any weaknesses when it comes to dance abilities. So that is it for this week, and I look forward to watching your videos. Bye.